To solve 735 divided by 3, we are going to put 735 into 3 equal groups. First, we're going to sketch 735 into its place value. $735 has 7 hundreds, 3 tens, and 5 ones. Next, we are going to draw another place value chart so we can put this number into 3 equal groups. You might need a lot of space, so make sure that you have plenty of space in your work area. I know that 2 times 3 is 6, so I'm going to go ahead and put 200s into each group. And then I'm going to cross the ones off that I put into groups. I have 100 remaining. I can't put 100 into one group and not the other two, so I'm going to break up this 100 into 10 tens. So now I can put these tens into my 3 groups. So I see 3 right here, put 1 in each group, and then I'm going to take another 3, just keep going. You can also use your multiplication facts that you know, so I know 3 times 3 is 9, so I'm going to use 9 of my 10s, and then I have this 1 left over, and just like we did with the hundreds, I'm going to decompose it into 10 ones. And now I'm going to take my 15 ones and put them into my 3 groups. I see 3 groups of 5, so I'm going to put each group of 5 into one of my groups down here. And cross them off neatly as you go. So now I can total up how many is in each group. So I have 200s in each of my groups, 4 tens, and 5 ones. So in each group I have 245. I want to check that now to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. I put everything into equal groups. So I'm going to do multiplication, since division and multiplication are opposites. So since I have 3 groups of 245, I can multiply those. And I'm just going to use a partial product here. If an area model is the better strategy for you to solve multiplication, then do that, please. I have 3 times 40, which is 12 tens, which would give me 120. 3 times 200s would give me 600s, which has a value of 600. Add those all together. 1 and 2 is 3, 1 and 6 is 7. So I had 735 when I checked it, so I know now that 735 divided by 3 does equal 245. We are going to start by setting up our problem. Our 3, or our divisor, is going on the outside. 735 is our dividend, and that is the number that we are putting into equal groups. I am trying to get as close as I can to 700 by thinking what times 3 gets us as close as we can to 700. I know 3 times 2 is 6, and so 3 times 200 would be 600, and that's as close as I know I can get right now. So then I put 600 and I need to subtract 735, take away 600. So I have 5 ones, take away 0 ones is 5. 3 tens, take away 0 tens is 3 tens. 700s, take away 600 is 100. So now I'm trying to get as close as I can to 135. I know 4 times 3 equals 12. So 4 tens times 3 ones gives me 12 tens, or 120. Again, I subtract. I have 5 ones and 1 10. And I know 3 times 5 equals 15. So when I subtract, I have a remainder of 0. So then I can go ahead and add up all of my factors that I used to multiply. So I have 200 plus 40 plus 5, and together that equals 245. So 735 divided by 3 equals 235. I'm going to go ahead and check my work by multiplying 235 times 3, since we have 3 groups of 235. 5 ones times 3 ones equals 15 ones. 3 ones times 3 tens, sorry, that should be 4. 3 ones times 4 tens equals 12 tens, or 120. And 3 times 200 equals 600. So when I add, I have 5 ones, 3 tens, and 7 hundreds. So 245 times 3 does equal 735, or 735 divided by 3 equals 245.